A very warm welcome from the Dr. Ambedkar Stadium here on this 22nd of January, 11 o'clock in the morning. It is HOPS FC against Sethu FC, and we're live here in the capital of India, in New Delhi. Standings are out. Odisha first, Kickstart second, Gokulam third, Sethu in fourth. A big game for Sethu and HOPS today. I'm joined by my co-commentator, Junaid Ahmed. Junaid, a very warm welcome to you.
A very warm welcome, good morning, and hello to all the viewers joining in. We're back in Delhi, the chilly winters of Delhi, as the home team, HOPS FC, prepare to take on the visitors in Sethu, Madurai. Promises to be a very exciting contest, this. And to take more views on and
Good
thoughts
morning, coach.
of the
How
coach,
are
we are
you
joined
feeling
by
for
Ravi.
the first home game of this year?
Definitely, we are very excited for the first home match. Since in first away match of this season, we won the first match, so we're going for a win in our home match also.
So, what are your thoughts on the previous match?
In the previous match, we played really well, but we didn't able to score. We created many chances. So in this match, we are going to work on the scoring.
And do you have any specific plans for C2 FC?
Sethu is a very good defensive side, so we are working on our attacking side, and maybe in this match we might get some scores.
Thank you, coach.
Pretty straightforward there. Ravi Kumar Punya going for attack is what he said. And we will be hearing from Karan Priolkar, the head coach of Sethu FC, shortly.
Good morning, coach. What were your takeaways from the game against Kickstart FC?
Yeah, against Kingstars we lost 3 points, but we are looking for this match to win the game and take the 3 points.
Will your gameplay will be similar to when you face HOPS FC today?
Yeah, but we have made some changes and we will be going more and attacking because we need 3 points for this match and end up first round with a high note.
So, is your team finding it difficult to play in these cold weather conditions?
I don't think, yeah, it's cold, but girls are ready to play in this cold condition. I know it will be difficult, but we are ready.
Thank you, coach.
So they've got their eyes set on those 3 crucial points as both coaches looking to go a bit more offensive in this game. Sethu Madurai, of course, known for their defense, but they have changed a few things and would be taking more on the attacking front. And here's the lineup for the home side. Anishka, as always, starts in the goal. Ritu gets a game today. Sharda, Mamta, Varishka, Aarti, Gladys, Shailaja through the middle, and Fredrika up top along with Rajni and Kipgin. Rajni gets to start. On the reserves, Jyoti, Rebecca, Rinku, and the likes. We'll get back to the reserves once we get underway. Joel, it's going to be a very interesting day because both the coaches are looking for more goals and eyeing those 3 crucial points. Sethu Madurai, well, they've lost the previous fixture against Kickstart, but today could just be the day where they turn things around. But HOPS FC, we can't definitely discount them off because they've had a good game against Sports Orissa. They really enjoyed going forward with the likes of Federica and Neha. Neha has been really good so far. And what's your take on this HOPS FC side? Before that, we'll get back to the Sethu Madurai. Anjila starts in goal. Apurna, Purnima, Nirmala, Engopaudi, Kavya in the back line. Priyanka, Geeta, Babina through the middle. And Kajal along with Malvika up top. Malvika is in today. Right, Joel, your take on HOPS FC versus Kickstart FC, how this is going to pan out?
It's going to be an interesting game, perhaps a clash of ideologies as the referee Kusum Mandi, Roshini Chanu, Debala Devi, and Mahituru. There's going to be a clash of ideologies, I guess. I mean, both of these sides play very differently. HOPS perhaps better attacking-wise, Sethu much better defensively. So it's going to be a very interesting game. HOPS have to win to remain in contention there for a top 4 finish. Sethu, of course, with a win, will cement themselves in the top 4. So it's all to play for here in the Dr. Ambedkar Stadium, Junaid, and it's going to be an interesting game.
Well, definitely, I'm not going to predict the scores this time because I've been bad at it. So it definitely promises to be a very good encounter because both teams going for a victory. A victory, like you said, for Hops will take them to the third position for the moment. And if Hops somehow sneak in those 3 points, they'll go level on points term with Sethu FC. Looks
I
like
thought
there
you
are
were
a few
braver than that,
changes.
Junaid.
Yes, that's right.
I
I
thought
was a bit.
I was going to say I thought you were braver than that, Junaid, that you were going to predict a humdinger of a game with hatfuls of goals. But not today, is it?
Yeah, it's definitely not today because, yeah, it could be anything. Like, if Hops, if they have a game plan, they come all guns blazing, and Setu, if they sit back and try and absorb all that pressure coming in from Hops, then we may just see a one nil score, with your pardon, for any of these sides, like you have always predicted. Looks like there are a couple of changes as Malvika starts for Setu, and Sonali misses out from the lineup that we saw previous time when they faced Kickstart FC. For Setu, Ritu is back in the playing 11. Parmila misses out, and Rajni Bala gets to start the game. There's another interesting player on the pitch. The forward who has been missing out for a long time for Hops FC, Renu, is back, and she starts on the bench as well. It's very unfortunate to see Neha missing out after a brilliant game she had against Sporting Odisha. Minutes away from the kickoff as the players walk out in the middle. Hops at home in their all white. Sethu visit the visitors in their pink. It's going to be a very interesting game. Sethu, of course, with a defeat in the previous fixture. So, Joel, how do you see the first half? Because, like Ravi Kumar Punia pointed out, they have lacked that finishing touch, and rightly so, because they've created chances, especially in the last game as well. They scored a goal with Federica, but then again, it was the finishing that was lacking because Federica utilized the flanks quite well, and had it been on target or had she been a bit more clinical, then the scoreline could have been different, and they could have backed those all-important 3 points against Sports Odisha.
Well, they did bag those points against Sports Odisha, didn't they, when they played away from home? Or am I mistaken?
No, they got those 3 points against East Bengal when they played away from.
Yeah, exactly.
They got a point.
Exactly. Yeah, they got a point. Exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, the weather is going to play a big part of this. The ground is going to play a big part in this. I mean, there's a lot of ulterior factors that are going to play a big part in this game. Of course, you see most of the players wearing their long sleeve jerseys because it's really cold here in Delhi right now. Of course, it's winter time in Delhi. I don't really get to see that kind of winter because in Trivandrum it's pretty much summer 24 hours a day, 365 days of the year. I spend the new year in the beach, so it's very different. India is such a massive country that depends on where you go, the weather is completely different from wherever you've come from. So we're on the opposite side of the country. It's Delhi. It's the north. It's cold. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens today.
Well, that's right. And if it pans out the way we predict it's going to go, then it's going to be a very fascinating game because both these teams are very much capable of producing a brilliant piece of football because they've got a lot of players in their lineup. They've got firepower. Gladys and Frederica have been the shining light for Hops FC so far in this campaign. Not to forget the likes of Pooja, Mamta, Shailja. They've all contributed. For Sethu, of course, The likes of Kajal D'Souza, Priyanka, who scored a brace. Purna Narzari, Geeta Rana from Nepal. Kajal D'Souza, of course, coming back from Spain to be a part of the IWL. Looks like we're all set for the game to begin. Do you want to go ahead with predictions, Joel? Because, of course, like we've been saying, it could be anything. And I want you to be the main predictor for this game.
You're asking me for predictions. You're a funny guy, Junaid. To be fair, I mean, Sethu have the better team. Let's not kid ourselves here. They do have the better side, but it's to be interesting because this HOPS FC side are not a bad team, and they can use these conditions to their advantage. That's for sure. So I'm still thinking that perhaps Sethu have the edge over HOPS, and well, only time will tell. I'm not going to predict a scoreline, but I think that Sethu probably will grab a win in this game. Perhaps I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I'll probably be wrong. But at least it's going to be an interesting game, that's for sure. Ball is with Sethu. And it's going to be interesting to see how both of these teams play with regards to their formations and their tactics and how they position themselves on the field of play. Sethu, of course, need to take the lion's share of the ball and chances. Here's Frederica, though. Nice turn of pace there by the Ghanaian. She keeps the ball in play. Frederica gets to the byline, crosses the ball in, cleared away though by Sethu. That's something that we have to be. We have to see a bit more often from HOPS FC. They do have pace in abundance going forward, so that is something perhaps that we will be seeing throughout the game, Junaid, with Frederica bursting down the wings.
Yes, she's made those darting runs, those busting runs for the forward, and has managed to cut it inside on a number of occasions in the previous fixture as well. And right throughout the campaign, to be really honest, and it's just been the finishing that has let them down. And had it been a bit more clinical from Frederica or from Gladys at times, Neha, who's been brilliant on the left flank, she's not a part of this game, but overall, they've looked a decent side, HOPS FC.
They have. They just
Had they
haven't had
managed a
the
few
rub of the
more,
green.
yeah, exactly. And had they managed a few more goals, then the story would have been completely different. At the moment, they are with 4 points, a victory and a draw against Sports Orissa. And of course, they managed to win against East Bengal in Kolkata. It's a good ball coming in from Apurna Narzari there. That's going to be an easy pouch for Anshika, who gets involved early on in the game.
Ground condition, Junaid, is not going to be helping for a free-flowing game, is it? I mean, there's a lot of... it's not the best ground conditions, is it?
Well, that's right, but it is what it is. It's a home for HOPS FC, so I'm pretty sure they must be used to it by now, because we've had a couple of games of the IWL here early on the season in match week 1 and 2. Of course, HOPS, it wasn't a good result for them. Can they turn things around at their home ground? There's a big question. There's a Frederica. It's dispossessed. Back with HOPS FC again. It's Gladys on the ball. Here's a Sethu now with Kajal D'Souza. Measuring her options, decides to go left. Cut out by the defense of Hops, goes long, trying to find Federica up top. Well, that has been their main prowess. I mean, the way they have tried to play out. They've used long balls to try and pick a pass out to Federica, Joel, and sometimes it has let them down because those first balls haven't been one, those misplaced passes. That has been their game plan mostly, but it has not worked for them well enough, and they haven't relied much on building up from the back. Mainly, could be they're relying more on the strength of Federica and Gladys sometimes.
I mean, you rely on, if you have foreigners on your team, you expect them to be better than what you have. So you rely on them for a little bit of a quality chance here, though, for Sethu, and that goes wide. So you do rely on them for a little bit of an X factor. Gladys, we know, has that kind of X factor, the number 10, pulling the strings in the middle of the park. And of course, Frederica has a lot of pace to burn. So I mean, they do have players that can damage any team in the IWL. It's just a matter of just putting their all together and putting a performance together as a team, which they haven't done enough. Individually, maybe they've had good performances individually, but as a team, they haven't had that enough. This is a chance now for Sethu into the box. Cuts it back, cleared away though by HOPS FC. So yeah, as I was saying, I mean, as a team, they haven't had a lot of performances, and they will be relying on the pace of Frederica and the passing of Gladys, I believe.
Well, that's true. They'll have to try and put all those patchy performances and try and come up with one final good end product today. And that's definitely something Om Prakash Hibber and Ravi Kumar Punya would be hoping for. So, 7 minutes into the game, and we are yet to see the deadlock broken. We are coming to you live from Dr. Ambedkar Stadium here in Delhi. HOPS FC at home taking on Sethu FC. Sethu with 7 points from their 5 games they've played so far, and HOPS FC have managed 4 out of their 5 games. It's going to be the last game of the first round. This is game number 6 for both these teams. So another 6 games, and they would definitely want to turn things around and try and get results in their favor. It hasn't been a pacey start so far to the game, Joel. Both teams trying to get a good measure of each other. Been a sedate start, if I may call it so.
Yeah, I think that's what they're doing. Both of these sides are just weighing each other out and measuring each other out, just trying to figure out how they're going to try and get the all-important 3 points in this game. That, I think, is what's happening here. But yeah, still a long way to go, Junaid. Still a long way to go, and here come HOPS. Opportunity for HOPS. That's not the best. Gladys with a shot. Good save there by the keeper. So HOPS are dangerous down the wing. HOPS are dangerous down the wing. That's something that's said to have to mind, especially in this game.
They'll have to be absolutely wary about those driving runs coming in from Frederica from the right. We did see that in the previous fixture as well, wherein she got the ball consistently on a number of paces in the first half, got a few shots away, landed on target, but wasn't the best of finishing. And that's exactly what the point Ravi Kumar Punya was trying to make. They would like to be clinical in the final third. And if they can do that in this fixture, then it's going to be all hops because they've got pace, like you rightly pointed out. They get it there about every now and then, and they'll have to try and get the possession in those areas. Most importantly, Sethu FC, they control the game very nicely. They've got a very strong defensive unit, and attacking wise, especially with the likes of Kajal D'Souza returning, Bertha Umita, who starts on the bench. They are threatening going forward as well. We haven't seen those number of goals coming in from Sethu, barring that 4-2 victory they managed in Kolkata. But yes, they would definitely want to score more. Here's Federica with another driving run, gets it inside the box. Can Federica get the shot away? She does, but the defense there was always a distraction for her. Went through with her left and was always going wide of the post there. Again, Federica this time operating from wide on the left. Joel, because looks like she has shifted the flanks with Kipkin.
She's a very interesting player, Federica. I mean, she hasn't set the IWL alight, but she has the potential to perform at a very high level. She has the pace, she has the physical attributes. It's all just a question of just putting everything together, putting the whole game plan together for HOPS FC, and we can see them perhaps at a higher position in the table. That is without a question in my mind.
Again, it relies more on the service that you are receiving from the midfield as well, because most of the times she's had to get a bit deep to try and receive those balls, because especially in the first few games, there haven't been those link-ups between the defensive line and the midfield, and players playing at the higher end of the pitch have relied sometimes on high balls as well, but then it hasn't worked out for them, especially when it comes down to scoring goals. Federica, like you said, she's got all the attributes to be a top player at the IWL, but yes, first season, maybe. And yes, she stays there for a little longer, then we might get to see a lot more coming in from Frederica. Not to forget Gladys, she's been really good. She's run the show. Ball distribution has been good from her, winning the ball back, winning those 50-50 chances as well. Both these Ghanaian players have looked quite well, especially in their first season.
Yes, I agree with you. Both, I would pinpoint that. Obviously, like I think over the past few games, Federica maybe has stood out a little bit more, and in this game so far, she's standing out a little bit more because she's got that more of an attacking factor than Gladys. Gladys, of course, sits deep and controls the game, and is beautiful to watch when she plays football, and she's on form. But we haven't seen much of her today yet. So again, she needs to get on the ball. She needs to get control of possession and start dictating the game as she sees fit. Only then Hops will be able to stand a chance. Here she is, Gladys. It's a decent ball there. Again, a bit of a doubt. Federica now with possession. You see, that's what I mean. She has the first touch. Look at that ball for Gladys. Federica and Gladys, when they combine, they can be deadly. If they do things right, Hops will be getting all 3 points in this game. I can see it happening, Junaid. And will that be an upset? Do you think that Hops beating Sethu will be an upset in your mind?
Well, to be fair, I did really think about it, and especially with the way Hops have performed in the last game, I don't think it would be an upset because they've looked a better team, especially when it comes down to moving the ball further forward and getting into those dangerous areas and getting those shots away. They haven't scored enough. I get that because they've scored only 1 goal and scored just 2 in the competition so far. But on the current form, they are looking like a more threatening side when it comes down to play from the flanks. Sethu have lacked that because I'm not quite sure if it goes down to the loss they've had against Kickstart, but they looked out of sorts in that game as well and ended up conceding. They have relied more on their defensive work, and Sat back. Here's Gladys now opening up nicely. Goes through with a long range, but wasn't going to trouble Anjila Subba from there on. I don't think it's going to be an upset. I wouldn't even call it a punch above their weight. Perhaps is going to be a fair result, provided Hops continued to play the way they have played in the previous last couple of games. And today it hasn't been that sort of a start for them because we haven't seen any proper clear-cut chances created, barring that one run coming in from Frederica. But yes, like you mentioned, there's still a lot more left in the game. At the moment, it's Sethu who are enjoying possession. They have actually in the previous games as well, but it's all about what you do with that possession and in what areas of pitch you have the ball most often.
Well, there you go. Incisive words there, Junaid. Thank you very much for that, mate. That was, I mean, I generally think you're spot on. But Sethu, though, in this game, can and probably should. They have the better team. It's just they're not on form, are they, Sethu? It's just a weird thing right now with them.
Well, for sure, they would like to score more goals and try and put those performances, especially because remember, they are champions of 2018-2019 season. They are a very good side. But at the moment, they have blown hot and cold. It never looked like, yes, they did salvage a point against a very strong Gokulam Kerala FC side and then went on to defeat East Bengal FC. That was a very interesting game. 4-2 was the scoreline there after the end of 90 minutes. A brace coming in from Priyanka Devi, Kajal D'Souza getting on score sheet, as well as Kavya Pakiriswamy. And I did, in all honesty, thought that their campaign is up and running as far as goal scoring is concerned. But since then, it hasn't been the way it was supposed to turn out for them. And yes, they are a very, very good side. Let's make no mistake about it. They've got all the potential. They can, at any point of time, make a very strong comeback and try and get those 3 points. Here's Priyanka with the ball. It was in a good area, misses out everybody. Back with Kavya. Cleared out by Kipgen there and goes out for a throw-in to Sethu FC. How difficult is going to be this weather for chance now? Hops have cleared it, but only just still with Sethu. Bring the ball back in and concedes a corner. Going with a clearance there. Mamta. Sethu again on the ball. The Beecher. Gladys. Losing a footing and going down on the ground. How difficult is going to be the weather conditions here in Delhi, Joel? Because obviously, Sethu playing their first game away from home, not used to this sort of chilly weather going around, especially when you are in Tilak Maidan, in those sort of areas in Kerala at times. And of course, like you pointed out, the ground conditions as well, as we just saw, was Gladys who tripped over.
Yeah, it's very. I mean, especially the conditions are not today. I mean, it's ground in a better condition than it is today. But again, as you said, we've got to do with what we have, and they have to play the game as best as they can. And the weather, that's another factor. It's cold in Delhi. It's winter time. It's cold. Obviously, Hops are used to it They play here. This is where they train year in, year out. So they're used to this kind of weather. The Sethu girls, they're coming from Madurai, they're coming from Goa, and obviously we've been to Goa, we've been to Tamil Nadu, and it's pretty much summer most of the time, just like it is in Kerala. So it's a very different scenario, perhaps, but that is the beauty of not having this centralized location. That you get to play home and away games, you get to experience different kinds of grounds, different kinds of weather, different kinds of fan bases, different kinds of cities. Of course, we're in Delhi. They'll be in Goa soon. They will then go to Calicut. Then they will go to Kolkata and Bangalore and so forth. So it's a brand new experience for many of these young ladies, and they should be cherishing it because it's what football is all about. Going to different places. I mean, if you you play in the I League and you're a men's team, you have to go to Kashmir in winter. You're absolutely dreading it because there's snow 6 foot thick. Or if you have to go to Kerala and you're from Kashmir, then you're absolutely dreading it too because the weather and the humidity is something that you're not used to. So, all these factors, all these things, is what makes football, especially in this beautiful country that is India, such a fascinating thing to watch.
Well, that's right. And it looks like most these girls are cherishing it, especially if you follow their social media accounts. The teams, of course, on their accounts as well, trying to post their travel pictures. They are enjoying it. Definitely, home and away fixtures is a much better idea, and credit where is due. All credit to the AIFF for the way they have organized this. And not just IWL, even I League 2 now. It's going to be home and away fixture, which got underway a couple of days back. So definitely, the Indian football and at the moment is on the ascendancy, and it's just going to go in one direction going forward, Joel. It's going to be upwards from here on. All these players with the exposure, the amount of exposure they are getting from a centralized format to the home and away format, and with some top-notch coaches as well, players coming in from outside. It all adds up to the experience of all these individuals involved. It's a good ball played in and fended out by the defense there. So the point that I was trying to make, Joel, was it adds up to the overall experience of all the players involved, not just the players, but even the management, officials, and everybody.
Of course, yeah, if you're a coach, also you get to experience the same thing. And wherever you go, home and away, you have to have different game plans for each team because each team will play to their strengths. So it's interesting. It really is, and it really does test your coaching credentials and coaching capabilities also.
So half of the first half is out of the way, and yet to see the deadlock broken. Haven't been any clear-cut chances from any of these teams so far. Gladys there trying to feed in Frederica. Frederica from outside the box. We are exactly where we started this half. Gladys on the ball. Takes it to the left. Here's Kipgen. One-on-one with Purnima there. Ritu trying to make an overlapping run and get past Kipgen there. Back with HOPS. Gladys. It's a good ball coming in from Gladys. Frederica gets inside. Frederica goes to the ground, but
Is that a penalty or a goal kick? What's happened here?
She didn't. I'm not quite sure what she is given because she definitely didn't point to the spot, but I did see an arm go up. She didn't went down in full flow there, and it looked like it was all in slow motion. She did try to hold her shape and get the ball into her stride, but was always going to fall over.
She's given a throw in, hasn't she? So it's going to be a throw in here for Hops FC. Well, 25 minutes in, Junaid. What do you make of the game so far?
Well, it hasn't looked like. I mean, these teams have got off the blocks as yet. As Hops, they're trying to get one inside, but it hasn't been enough chances created. That's for sure. But Sethu have looked alright defensively because a couple of deliveries coming inside the box, especially with the likes of Federica from right, Kipken from left. They have defended those balls quite well, but attacking play from Sethu has remained a question so far, and they'll have to change something, change formation maybe. Still early days, still 26 minutes that has been ticked off. But like you rightly pointed out at around 10-minute mark, there's been a measured start by both these teams. So do you see this going 1-0, Joel? I know we don't want to predict this. I'm not going to call it a humdinger or a goals galore or a bag of goals for sure.
No, it just looks like one of those games where, again, it's going to be a 1-0 win for either of these two sides. It just looks like that. I mean, obviously, we don't want to be seeing 1-0s all the time, and especially every single time that we commentate together. It's for the past few times, it's been a 1-0, a 1-0, or a 0-0. So we want to see goals, but it's just that both teams are so evenly matched at the moment. It's very difficult to tell apart who's going to win this game. So to be fair with you, I think that a goal will really shake things up in this game, and whoever scores it first, obviously, I'm stating the obvious, will have a big advantage over the other, both physically and mentally. But we still have to see good clear-cut chances. We haven't seen that yet, so still a long way to go in this game. 27 minutes only have elapsed, but 0-0.
That's right, Ritu. They're going to the ground. Looks like she needs some attention. Right, it's going to be Hops to restart with Mamta. Sethu. He's got options to the right as well. Decides to go through with Kajal D'Souza. Kajal with a brilliant ball. Kavya makes it 1-0 for Sethu FC. We've been talking about those chances being created, and that was a brilliant delivery coming in from Kajal D'Souza. Taking out the entire defense with that one ball, and Kavya Pakiriswamy getting to the end of it, and a brilliant finish beating Anshika from there on. Sethu FC are 1-0 up in the game. 29 minutes into the contest so far. Anshika beaten for the first time today. And Kavya Pakiriswamy gets on the score sheet one more time. That was a brilliant build-up coming in from Sethu FC, Joel. A brilliant ball coming in from Kajal D'Souza to find Kavya Pakiriswamy, and that run was to perfection and getting the better of the goalkeeper.
Yeah, it was a good goal, good finish, and good all-round football. So that was, that was a good goal by Kavya there. So set to take a 1-0 lead. Have they deserved it or not? That's another question. But they do have the lead. Both teams were measuring each other out, and eventually said to have taken the lead. So good start then for Sethu, Junaid.
Yes, it's a brilliant start, if I may. Especially now that they have got a goal, they would be eyeing for a couple more because they were maintaining possession, but they hadn't created any chances. But that one, well, she's that type of a player, Kajal D'Souza. Of course, scored a goal against East Bengal FC in Kolkata and then got an assist in the game. Not quite sure what game that was. But then today, here's Sethu now. Looks like they are on a bit of a fly here at the moment. Again, getting it inside the box with ease. Kavya Pakiriswamy there down the far post, cleared out by Vrishka. Now with that goal, you see a bit of a tempo now to these girls in pink, Joel, because they are getting there and thereabouts, getting it inside the box a bit too often now.
Yeah, they are. They are, and Hops really need to wake up a little bit here because they're in danger of being swallowed up by this Sethu FC side. It's going to be an interesting game, this one, because both sides are very equal, very level, and 1-0 for Sethu. Kavya with a goal.
Here's Priyanka again, getting inside. Kajal D'Souza. Got presence, but of course outnumbered by the white shirts there. So 32 minutes in the first half, and Sethu FC at the moment are leading this game by a goal to nil. Coming to you live from the Dr. Ambedkar Stadium here in Delhi. Here's Sethu again on the ball. Got it goalwards, but cleared out by the defense. Now, since they've got that goal at the 28th minute mark, the last 5 minutes or so, it has been action on just one side of the pitch. And all the pressure is coming in from just one side. Sethu FC. Here's Apunan Hazari. Shifts it out again to find the run of Priyanka there. Priyanka couldn't quite control it and lets it roll through for it's a throw-in perhaps that has been given. There's a change coming in early on in the game in the first half. Jyoti is coming on in place of Rajni. Rajni did manage to get into the playing 11 today. Started off in the previous fixture against Posorisa from the bench. This has been a team marred with injuries. Hops FC, a lot of their strikers sitting out, nursing injuries. Rajni Bala, of course, was one of them. There's Renu starting on the bench today. And how critical it would be. Neha, who was playing so well, has had to sit out. Not quite sure if that's an injury, but of course, she's not on the list for this fixture. So long ball coming in from for Kavya there from Geeta Rana. Goes out for another throw-in to Hops FC. 35 minutes, Sethu FC 1-0 up. It's always going to be slender lead, very fragile one. If Hobbs can get Frederica more on the ball, it can definitely make things very interesting because they have exploited that right flank consistently whenever they've got the ball in that area.
That's the thing,
They'll have
Junaid.
to
They
try
have to
and
get Federica. They have to get Federica on the ball. They have to try and. I mean, there she is. They have to try and use her pace. They have to try and use her skill. You see a corner kick already gained just by playing the ball to her and having her influence the game. Her and Gladys is so important for this Hops FC side. If they don't start influencing the game one way or the other, then it's be simple for Seto at the end of the day. They're just gonna they have superior quality in this Setu side, so it's just gonna be easier for them if Frederica and Gladys are not involved in this game.
that's right. They'll have to try and get, like you pointed out, Gladys and Frederica more on the ball. Here comes the ball again. Good defending. Can they hit back on the counter? Well, it's back with Hops FC with a good ball. And Angela is right up there. Catches that one gleefully in the end. And sets off Apurna Narzari. Takes a couple more touches and allows Gladys to regain the shape perhaps. And seen out by Mamta now. And they'll have to try and believe Hops FC because the last game was a 1-1 draw against Sports Orisha. They did score first in that game and then went on to concede very late in the match.
Well, Hops FC have to hope that Setu have a defensive lapse. Setu, you see, this is the problem with Setu now, that they have a very good defensive setup. So once they score a goal, you can almost bank that they're going to win the game because if they score first, their defensive setup is really solid, really strong. It's going to be tough for Hops to try and get back into this game. And I emphasize this enough. They have to get Federica and Gladys involved one way or the other.
That's right. And at the moment, it hasn't been the story like we have been talking about because we haven't seen enough coming in from Federica or Gladys. They've got on the ball on a few occasions, but it hasn't been coming in those spaces again. They're trying to get Gladys on the ball this time. Gladys has shifted out wide on the right and trying to operate from there. Federica has got a bit more central. Here's Shailja. Looks like a free kick has been awarded to Sethu FC. Who do you think would be happier of the two sides? Of course, I mean, that's not even a question because Sethu, they have got the lead, but the overall play, because it hasn't been like, that free-flowing game so far. Because, I mean, do you think there are any positives? Let me frame it the right way. Any positives that the Hops coach might be taking out from this first half? Because it hasn't been that Hops team that we have seen, especially in the last couple of games, with those driving runs inside the box, those drilling deliveries. Again, to find the likes of Mamta, Pooja, Neha, and Gladys Frederica, of course. I mean, it just hasn't been there, Joel.
I mean, there will always be positives in this game plan by Setu, and I really do believe that they'll be the happiest of the two sides going forward. Obviously, Hobbs, they shouldn't be too despondent. They are still in this game. They're still playing. They're still trying to get back in this game, and it's only 1-0. The longer it stays 1-0, the more that they will believe that they can maybe somehow get a positive result from this encounter. So it's not all doom and gloom for Hops. They do have a chance in this game, and the longer it stays at 1-0, the more that they will believe that they do have an opportunity and a chance.
Back again with Hops. Some good play down there coming in from Kipken. A few seconds back towards the left. Well shielded there against Federica. And looks like it was Pooja there. It's going to be a free kick for the foul. Perhaps a drop ball. Right, 41 minutes into the first half, and as it stands at the moment, Sethu FC 1, and the home side, HOPS FC, chasing this game one more time at the Dr. Ambedkar Stadium here in Delhi. Back at the Ambedkar Stadium, there's a long-range shot coming in from the distance, and was way off target there. Dr. Ambedkar Stadium, of course, home to HOPS FC. Lost 2 games on the spin, the first 2 encounters that they played here. They would definitely be hoping that the third game around is lucky for them. There's Gladys on the ball again, trailing it towards the far post. Had a bit too much on it and goes away from Federica on that occasion.
See, that's what she has to do more often, Gladys and Federica, both of them. They have the X factor in this team. They have the quality to get behind this Sethu defense just with sheer pace and physicality. Let's not kid ourselves. The facts are the facts. They're physically stronger, physically quicker than the Indian players that are on show here today. That's why they're playing here as foreigners. So to give their team an advantage, it's obvious, it's evident. We've already seen that a number of times. They just haven't done that enough, and that is a problem. They haven't got the ball enough in different areas to cause a little bit of damage. And if they do that enough, we saw already Gladys there. She caused a lot of problems down that flank, so they have to be involved.
Well, that's right. There'll have to be a consistent link up from, especially with the way they are building it up, getting it towards Gladys, and then with those runs through the flank and trying to find Frederica, who's playing a bit more central in the last few minutes. And that's probably, in fact, definitely one of the reasons why they are playing those long balls, because the physicality, the physical attribute that you pointed out, is definitely one of the factors to try and hold on that defense and take the ball on the turn and play it towards your right or left once you win it back. Strategy they did try to follow for the few fixtures, and then since it hasn't worked out for them that well, they have relied more on sort of building up from the back at times. There's again Gladys on the ball. Gets the better of the fullback there, gets it inside the box. Now chance! Oh, that should go down as a miss. A brilliant setup coming in from Gladys for Federica there, who was positioned unmarked. All she had to do was get something behind that one and get it towards the target. A chance begging would have been a thumping header perhaps if she had got it there. Would have been an equalizer for HOPS FC. Before the halftime break, Joel, we've been calling for that. They came so close to pulling it off, and what a miss out on that.
I mean, that's all it is. I've already said it time and time again. Gladys down the wing, putting the ball in. She has the quality to put the crosses in. She has the physique, the strength to got past her fullback opponent as she wasn't even there. So it really for her if she wants. Frederica, I mean, you couldn't have asked for a better ball and you couldn't have asked for a better opportunity. She missed. That's the story of Federica's season so far. She keeps on missing and missing and missing, and that's a problem.
And she's got chances after chances after chances from the likes of Gladys and the others, and some of the ones that she has created herself, making those runs using her speed. Two minutes have been added as Sethu FC prepare for another corner. Their fourth of the game so far. So it's going to be Babina behind this one. Babina sends it in. Goes over. This was another look at the chance that Hops missed. It was a good ball coming in from Gladys there towards the right. It has been really good since she has shifted out wide on the right. Has gotten a few deliveries inside the box, and Federica, you would definitely hope for a better show than that. Into the last minute of the stoppage time. Sethu on the ball. For Kajal D'Souza. Snicked away by Jyoti there, perhaps. Gladys again on the ball. They've been a very coordinated side defensively, Sethu FC. Sets a long ball inside the box for Apurna Narzari, and Shika read that one quite well and pouches that one quite comfortably in the end. There's been that sort of a half. Not enough chances created. Kajal D'Souza managing to create one big opportunity for Kavya Pakiriswamy, and she made the most of it. And that separates both these teams. So that's the end of the first half here at the Dr. Ambedkar Stadium in Delhi. Hops FC 0, Sethu FC 1. Goal coming in from Kavya at the stroke of 29th minute. Federica with a brilliant opportunity to come back into the game with an equalizer, missing out on a header. They've got a job to do in the second half. Once we come back after a very short break, Hops FC are definitely a better side than what we have seen so far. They've played well in patches, and they would definitely be hoping to put all their performances in one and come out on top. Here's a quick look at the halftime stats. Sethu FC enjoying most of the ball, 60% of the possession to them, compared to 40 for Hops. 6 shots and 1 on target coming in from Sethu. It's identical almost with Hops. 2 fouls given away by Sethu and 3 by Hops. No cards in the game so far. 4 corners to Sethu FC and 1 to Hops. Hops guilty party for 2 offsides in the first half. For Hops FC, 6 shots were taken, 4 coming in from Gladys, 1 for Federica and Kipken. For Sethu FC, 6 shots as well. Kavya with 3, 2 from distance and 1 from inside the box. Babina with 2 and Purnima with 1. And of course, that 1 shot from Kavya proving to be way too crucial in the end. 3 fouls committed by Hops FC, 1 each for Aarti, Jyoti and Kipken. Sethu FC with just 2 fouls in the first half. Babina and Kajol with 1 each. It's going to be an exciting set of 45 minutes coming our way after this very short break. So do stay tuned with us, and we should be right back in about a few minutes from now. Hello and welcome back once again for the second half to be played out here at the Ambedkar Stadium between HOPS FC, who are playing at home against Sethu FC. And as it stands at the moment, Sethu FC leading this game by a goal to nil. Goal coming in from Kavya Pakiriswamy at the 29th minute mark. Beautifully set up by Kajal D'Souza. And opened out the entire defense, giving Anshika no chance whatsoever. Hops have come close. Had it been a bit more clinical in front of the goal, they would have definitely found an equalizer from Frederica. There's a good ball coming from the right by Gladys, and Hops couldn't quite make the most of it. They would definitely be hoping for a better show in the remainder of the 45 minutes here at the Ambedkar Stadium. Definitely have got their job cut out. Managed a point in the previous fixture against Sports Odisha, and Sethu did go on to lose their final game against Kickstart by a goal to nil. Couple of changes, definitely with what's on the scoreline, a cue for what's on the scoreline. Parmila is going to come on, and she replaces Ritu at the back. And Sapna is going to come on for Kipken. So like-for-like replacements, Sapna and underway here at the Ambedkar Stadium. Hops in all white and Sethu in pink. Hops, the home side, going from left to right on your screens. The ball is with Sethu. Goes through with a strike there. Priyanka wasn't far away. Confirmation of those changes. Kipgen goes out and Sapna comes in. And Ritu has made her way out for Parmila.
So yes, Junaid, it's going to be interesting to see how this second half pans out. Of course, Sethu having a 1-0 lead in this game against HOPS FC. Don't discount anything happening in this game, as we nearly saw an own goal there. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be a very, very decent second half, we hope.
That's right, and they came very close to conceding an own goal there. And well, Hops, to be very fair, they haven't leaked goals. They have conceded in ones and twos, but they've looked decent. The attacking has caused them a few problems, especially otherwise they could have been that side who would have been sitting in the top four. There's the chance now! Oh, that was way too close again. Again, a very good delivery coming in from just outside the box there. It was Priyanka for Apurna Narzari. Apurna lobbing it into that danger area and got between the defenders there. Kajal D'Souza. Another corner for Sethu FC, and they have started the second half on a roll at the moment. Keeping it short this time. Priyanka for Kajal. Seen out by the defense. Sixth corner that was for Sethu FC. It's Priyanka. Kajal D'Souza gets nicked off. The chance for Hops to bring it forward with Gladys. Jyoti on the ball. Trying to feed in Frederica there, but always going to get away from her. Had a bit too much weight on that ball.
Realized one thing, Junaid, with this HOPS side is that it's just kick the ball forward and hope that Frederica gets onto the end of it. That's pretty much the game plan. I mean, they are
You
They're not building up, are they? They're just kicking it forward and just praying that Federica uses the pace and gets behind them.
we have been discussing this point, quite a few times, Joel, even in the previous fixtures, because they have actually hit the ball. Perhaps if I could use the word hurled the ball further forward and hoped that Federica gets to the end of it. They've never tried to build on from the back, barring a few occasions. And it looked like in the previous fixture that they were trying to build something. But again, here we are in this game. We see that same ploy that they are trying to utilize. Just hit the ball forward. There you go again.
Again, yeah. It's all a bit aimless, isn't it? It's just kick the ball and hope that your Ghanaian striker or your Ghanaian number 10, and there we go again. I mean, it's not aesthetically very pleasing to the eye, is it?
That's right. And that's definitely one of those areas they'll have to try and work on, because you can't just be playing those long balls. Perhaps, I mean, like the point that we did mention early on in the first half, are they over relying perhaps on the strength, the physical attributes that they bring into this HOPS FC side? Because obviously they are stronger going forward, and they've got that pace behind them, and they can win those long balls coming into their direction. But then again, if it's hit aimlessly at them and not directed well towards Federica or Gladys, then it's just not going to work out for them. They'll have to try and rely on building up from the back as well at times to try, and otherwise it's just going to be very coded or scripted performances coming in from them, and would be very easy for the likes of Sethu FC and the other teams to counter with the absolute quality they have in their setups.
I agree with you. I mean, they do have to find an option B, a second option, so that when that is not possible to just kick the ball forward and hope for the best. So they really do need a second option there, because as of now, it's not working out.
So 51 minutes into the game, and Sethu FC still are leading by a goal to nil. There's the Federica there with that run from the left this time. Just change the flanks now. Looks like that has been given as a corner. Arms do go up. But referee has pointed towards the corner there. It's going to be Permila behind this one. Gets it into a dangerous area. Angela Subba couldn't quite catch that one cleanly, but then again, just enough. They'll have to try and keep knocking on the door consistently, Joel, because if it pans out for the next 40 minutes the way it has been so far for HOPS FC, they are definitely facing one more defeat this season.
Yeah, if it stays like this, obviously, they're not going to be winning this game. But they do have to change their approach, maybe, to how they're playing this encounter. Here we go, though. Ooh, has to be a foul. And that could very well be that has to be a card, surely. She got past the defender. That has to be a card. Surely. If the referee's blown for a free kick, it has to be a card. She got past her. If it's a free kick, it's a yellow at least, at minimum.
Well, I second that. It had to be a yellow there because obviously a foul was given. Now, this could be a more realistic chance for Hops FC to go for this one.
She hasn't even
Federica.
booked her. She hasn't booked her. It's just a free kick. She hasn't booked her. Surprising to say the least.
Looks like it's going to be Gladys behind this one, especially with Federica, who's now we do hear the conversation, the shouts coming in from the touchline there, Joel. They are appealing for a penalty there because it's inside the area. That's what the discussion is all about. And there goes the booking that you were talking about, Joel.
Well, Junaid, firstly, it wasn't inside the box. Look where the free kick has been taken.
I
So
know.
it can't be a penalty. It can't be a penalty.
Of
And the
course,
yellow
it's
card
not
is
going to be a
rightfully
penalty because
given.
yes. So it was never inside the box. I mean, I don't know what those shots were all about, but yes, the card for sure. Yes, that was a yellow from the get-go there. The referee eventually booking. Looks like it's Ingo Powdy.
We do get some sometimes very strange decisions happening in football, and that is perhaps one of them. And very strange complaints too. They were asking for a penalty. Very strange complaint. Well, it's a good chance here for Hops, Junaid. Gladys to be taking this one.
It's a very decent chance for Hops FC through Gladys if she can get this past the goalkeeper.
You mean past the wall, right?
Past the wall and the keeper, of course. Gladys goes through. She could have done better there, Joel, especially with the amount of talent she has.
Yeah, well, that was not the best free kick, was it? She got it past the wall, didn't get it past the keeper. So still 1-0 for Sethu here against Hops FC in Dr. Ambedkar Stadium ground here in Delhi. 1-0 for the ladies from Madurai.
Here's Hops again with the ball with the throw in. Now, barring those first few minutes in the second half, it hasn't been that free-flowing game so far because both these teams, especially Hops, have struggled, especially with the way they have moved the ball. We've got those long passes going, which they have in this edition of the IWL for most parts of their games so far. It goes to the ground there, Federica, and the referee has pointed to the spot this time.
Look where Federica is. She's not inside the box. How can it be a penalty? Let's have a look at it, because I have my doubts. Let's have
I
a
have
look
my
at this.
doubts with the impact there, because I wasn't quite sure if that was enough.
She's outside the box. It happens outside the box. Oh, it happened outside the box, and then obviously she fell into the box and then back outside again. It happened outside the box. No wonder Sethu are not happy with that decision. It's outside the box, Junaid.
It's pretty clear that the first contact, was definitely outside the box.
Look
There
at
you
this
have a
again.
look at it again.
It's outside the box. How can they see decisions like this shape a league? Sethu are trying to aim for the top 4, and they get a decision that goes against them like this. It's just
Or
it's very
perhaps
strange, to be honest.
the way the ref has got it, because the contact was there, and then she was still in the motion while she was Federica was making that move. Perhaps not quite sure what made her give that decision, but it is what it is. Like we always say, at the 60th minute mark, a realistic chance for HOPS FC to make a comeback into this contest. Goes through, and that's a brilliant save coming in from Angela Subba.
Justice.
Was it
Junaid,
good?
justice has been served.
Justice has been served, if you may call it, but definitely HOPS FC won't be happy with that. It was a good effort, a decent effort, but then you'll have to have something absolutely special in you to beat one of the best defenders, best goalkeepers going around in the competition. Angela Subba there, dying full length to her right, and comes up with a brilliant save to keep Sethu FC in the contest. Could she have done a little more better there, Joel, with the strike? She did everything, got her laces behind that one, and it was all down to the brilliance of the goalkeeper, in my opinion.
Well, it was never a penalty, and I believe that justice has been served there. And well, brilliant save by the goalkeeper. Decent penalty, struck with power, but the goalkeeper superb there. So yep, fair enough. I mean, it wasn't a penalty, so fair enough.
It's a corner for HOPS. It's another set piece. Can they make the most of it? His Shalja with the delivery, and that's a wasted opportunity there. They'll have to try and make those count.
I mean, HOPS have had the best chance of the game with that penalty kick, and they still can't score. They've only scored twice in the whole season. It just goes to show the lack of confidence they have inside the 6-yard box. They just don't seem like a confident unit, to be fair with you.
And that is the point they have been trying to make for more than one occasion now, especially from the coach perspective, because I've been following quite a bit, and they have been questioning their finishing going forward in the games, and that's one area they would really like to improve. And that hasn't come to their game so far, because in the previous fixture against Post Orisa, they did show those glimpses wherein they were trying to get the ball moving, and it was just the finishing that wasn't going their way. But again, we see two brilliant opportunities, one from a set piece, a penalty, that wasn't put into the back of the net, and a header in the first half, unmarked, nobody there to challenge you, and then that went down as a missed opportunity as well. So if you don't take those opportunities, it's going to be way too difficult for the side to make a comeback in games like these, because top quality sides like Sethu FC, they won't give you chances every now and then. And especially when you're not creating enough, you'll have to try and grab with both hands whatever opportunity falls your way. And at the moment, Hops are just not taking those chances.
That's nicely put there, Junaid. They simply are not taking their opportunities. And the only chance that Sethu have had, they've taken it.
And that's exactly how it has panned out for Sethu, because they haven't created enough chances. And the one opportunity they had, they grabbed it with both hands. Here's Nirmala from the distance. So is it going to be one of those games again, Joel, where we both get into the com box and we see a 1-0 scoreline? Because we haven't seen those chances like we always mention, and Hops are not ready for an equalizer.
It probably will, probably will be a 1-1 draw here because, sorry, a 1-0 score, because the way things are going, it's not looking good for Hops at the moment. Sethu are controlling and they are dictating play, and so far it's okay for Sethu. They're comfortable in this game.
Well, all Sethu would be focusing at this point of time would be to get the job done and back those 3 points, because that will surely get them to 10 points and above Gokulam Kerala FC. Obviously, it's just the first round. We are coming, for these teams, it'll be 6 games more for Hops and Sethu after this one. Now, they can manage a couple more victories in those games early on, maybe in the first 3 games, Sethu, then they will definitely be in with a shout, Joel.
Yep, they will, and they still have obviously the whole second round still left pending. So they are in a decent position if they win this game. They'll finish the first round. I think it's on 10, 11 points. So they'll be okay with that. They'll be happy with that, I guess. Obviously, could have been better, but they got points against Gokulam away from home. So Gokulam have to travel to Goa to play against them. So it's still halfway through the season, so a lot of things can still happen. So it's looking like a very exciting tournament, this one.
Yes, and as we enter the business stage now, it's going to be all way too exciting, especially with the brand of football Orissa FC Kickstart are playing at the moment. Orissa FC, of course, are a team to beat so far in the competition. 5 victories on the bounce for the girls from Orissa. Cleared away by Priyanka. Trying to bring it forward there through Malvika, but was straight at the defense down there. Throw in for Hops. And again, in the second half, we haven't seen those utilization of the flanks from Frederica or There was Kipken to begin with, and then, of course, Sapna has taken over. Nothing has come so far from Hops, Joel, because when I did their last game, I thought they are looking more deadly from both sides of the flank. But this game, maybe it's the combination that Frederica was setting up nicely with Neha on more than one occasion. And then with Neha out, that seems to be missing in this game because I'm just repeating myself, not enough chances created.
But you're right, Junaid, you're right. There hasn't been any chances created here for Hops. And they're missing a clinical finisher. And they don't have that at the moment.
They would surely be hoping for one more opportunity. In fact, would be desperate for another opportunity to come their way, Hops FC. It's a bad pass there. It's trying to get Varshika involved. In fact, ends up overhearing. It's going to be Kavya with this throw in. Kavya Pakiriswamy, the lone goal scorer so far in this game, coming at the stroke of 29th minute.
And it was a very good goal. It was a very good build-up play from Sethu, wasn't it, Junaid? But here come Hops. This is Frederica. Crosses it in, back post, and it goes over. Lack of cutting edge going forward for Hops today, Junaid. Goal kick here for Sethu. See, when they do get behind, they look dangerous, Junaid, but they haven't done that enough, have they?
Well, again, that's the question, right? You have to try and be clinical in front of the goal, and they have got those crosses in a few times, but then you'll have to take those chances. So, 71 minutes perhaps into the game, and Sethu FC still leading this game by a goal to nil. Goal coming from Kavya Pakiriswamy, beautifully set up by Kajal D'Souza. And that's what separates these two teams. Had a couple of glorious opportunities, Hops FC. And had it been another day, they would have definitely bagged those two. It's a good turn there from Kavya. Trying to measure her options there. Couldn't quite get past the defense. But Priyanka now. There's appeal for offside there, and Malvika couldn't quite time her in to perfection. Yes, Kavya Pakiriswamy again nutmegging Barishka there, and gets the better of her, turns around and couldn't quite get past the defense. Sharda behind this one. They're trying to get Gladys involved there. Shailja. Shruti now. From the left is Sapna further forward. So 16 minutes into still remain in the game, Joel, and how do you see this panning out? Because we haven't seen those chances. We haven't seen those chances converted from Hops. But yes, they are hanging in by the thinnest of thread. 1-0 lead could always be slender. One good opportunity, and they will definitely be back in it. And let's not rule them out as yet. But do you see it going any other way? Perhaps Sethu FC scoring a second one and putting this game to bed.
No, you can't rule Hops out completely at all because, as we always say, it's 90 minutes and they have dangerous players. This is Frederica now down the wing. Again, gets past her opponent with ease, cuts it back. Oh, there you go! 1-1, Hops FC. We've been crying out for this all day long. They need to get behind the fullbacks with the pace of Frederica. There you go, brilliant cutback, nice finish into the bottom corner. Hops 1, Sethu 1, Junaid.
Well, that's what we were calling for, being clinical. And there you see Frederica again from the right, driving it inside the box. And good finish there. Hops FC are back in it. And how? That's the link up that we've been calling for. Aarti getting on the score sheet for the first time this season. It's only their third goal, Hops FC, but it could just prove to be a very vital goal in the context. They'll have to be consistent with moving the ball into those areas from here on. Still got about 15 minutes left in the game. Now that has to be their strategy now for whatever is remainder in the match, Joel, because if you could get the ball down to that right side and get Frederica involved as much as possible, and then she will try and create those chances from there on. And it all comes down to the finishing in front of the goal for the likes of Aarti or Gladys, if she's round about there. Could definitely be eyeing those 3 points from here on.
But we've been saying this all along. They need to have depth down the flanks. They were not having that, and now that they have, we've seen the result of that. I mean, it's just how it is. That's just how it works.
Sethu are more than capable of making a comeback and taking that all-important lead all over again. They've got quality going forward. Yes, they have been pretty good defensively right throughout, especially in the first game against Gokulam Kerala in Calicut, where they salvaged a point. Here's Kajal D'Souza with a flick on, trying to get Malvika involved. Turns from shot, I guess away. Can they hit Hops on the counter? There's Malvika with the ball, weighing her options, plays it towards the left, gets it inside the box. Chance now! Cleared out by the defense there. That looked like it was a good opportunity for Kajal D'Souza to go 2-1 up. There's another change coming in for Hops FC as Rinku is coming on. She replacing Geeta Rana. Beg your pardon, Aarti. We'll get that confirmation in a bit. Or she replaces Varshika there. It's going to be Kavya with the ball, with the throw in perhaps. And Shailja lets it roll through for a goal kick. Now, the way it stands at the moment, Joel, Do you think Hops would settle down for a point, or will they go all out and try and get that second one? And so for Sethu as well, because obviously they are playing away from home. They are sort of a superior side, especially with the talent they have. Now I can bring
No,
that
I mean,
question all over again. Who do you think would be the happier of the
yeah,
two at the moment?
obviously, definitely Hops, wouldn't they? I mean, they're playing against a better side, even if maybe they don't want to recognize it, but they are a better side. And well, it's just a matter of keeping it tight now at the back for the remaining 12 minutes of the game, and maybe, perhaps, they can just snatch a winner. Here comes Gladys again. Look at her go. Another brilliant ball in. That's what they have to do. Literally, Gladys and Federica are hauling their team forward. That's what they're doing. And it's interesting to see, finally, Gladys and Federica come into the fray, because they haven't throughout the whole campaign so far.
No, that's right, but they have been involved in all the 3 goals that they have scored so far. Gladys, of course, scoring one
Yeah, but
against East Bengal FC. Yes, that's
you
right.
expect more from them. You expect more, not just 3 goals in the 6 games already. That's a goal every 2 games. You expect more from them. Here comes Federica again. Look at her go. I mean, after seeing Federica play today, you expect more from them, because they have the ability, they have the quality to get in behind players. They have the pace, the strength. I mean, Federica and Gladys, superb pace, superb strength. They can do it. They just have to set their mind to it, I guess.
And total agreement there with you, Joel, because of course, like you do expect, especially the internationals who are a part of the IWL, to do well here for their clubs. And the opportunities they have created. Here comes Sethu. Goes through with the left. Trying to find perhaps Kavya there towards the far post. Overheads it. Back with HOPS FC again. And you see a tempo to the way Hops are playing at the moment. They're not trying to play those long balls to try and find Federica, but they are relying more on the build-up now. They've got this game. Here's Federica again, driving inside the box. Maybe perhaps a heavy touch there, and that goes out for a goal kick. Relying more on the build-up, utilizing that right channel. They've realized that you'll have to try and get Federica involved as much as possible and utilize that channel. Perhaps the only hope perhaps Hops have in this game in the remainder of these 9 minutes. That's given away quite cheaply. On the ball is Gladys, trying to take it from the distance. Got a good block there by the defense. Here's Federica again on the ball. She's always have options inside the box there, but couldn't quite hold on and stumble in the way. Gladys has got 6 shots towards the goal. Now, if they continue to play, they are playing at the moment, Joel, then we are definitely in for a very good finish to this game, because we might just end up seeing result for any of these 2 sides. Hops, if they keep doing what they are doing at the moment, they can try and create another opportunity for the likes of Gladys or Aati or Jyoti, perhaps, who are playing in those positions further forward. And for Sethu, they will definitely be eyeing for a counter, perhaps. There's a change coming in for Sethu FC. Sonali is coming on in place of Babina. And Misha Bhandari is all set to take her place on the field. And she replaces Kajal D'Souza. So the point that I was trying to make, Joel, was, we can actually see a 2-1 to either of these 2 teams. What do you think?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, it could potentially end up in a 2-1. It could potentially end up in a 1-1, which is what we have right now. But, I mean, it's been a decent game. The tempo has been good in the second half, especially. Both sides have given it their all. Of course, let's not forget Hops have also missed a penalty, so technically they could have been 2-1 up. And there's another long ball outfield, easy enough there for Angela. It's been a good game, I have to say. It's been decent. Both teams have given it their all, and I think the Hops manager will be the happiest from the both, because they've shown that they can compete against teams with, I don't want to say better players, but like the squad depth and the squad quality that Sethu has is better than Hops. That's for sure. Those are the facts. So it shows that they can compete against better teams, and that's fantastic. Bodes well for the future for them.
Well, that's right. Of course, Sethu, a former champion. I mean, a point against former champion at home. You'll take that all day long, won't you? Here's Sonali Chimti on the ball. Trying to play into the stride of Malvika there, and goes straight through to the goalkeeper. And Shika has had a good season so far. Made some brilliant saves in the game against Orissa FC, also in the game against Sports Orissa. Oh, it's more like they rammed into each other there. Purnima and Aarti. Aarti going down eventually. Looks like she's fine and ready to go one more time. It's a free kick. So another change coming in for the home side. Anushka Samuel coming on. And she replaces Sapna. Sapna, of course, who came on in place of Rajni. Sharda behind this one. Goes long inside the box. Header. Managed to clear it. Sethu FC back with Hops again. In comes the ball all over again, and this time Jila initially spills it over and safely patches the next. Restarts pretty quickly with Kavya Pakiriswamy. Kavya on the ball with that driving run. It's Sonali. And Gladys, this time performing her defensive duties, playing a bit too deep to try and get those balls. And releases Fredrika straight away with that run there. Geeta Rana wins it back. So still got about 3 minutes and a thick bit left in the regulation time, plus whatever the fourth official decides to add on. So Joel, if it stands the way it is at the moment, I'm quite sure Hops would definitely be happier of the two sides. Sethu, they would see this as a 2 points drop in the context of the league, because they move with 8 points. They stay where they are. Perhaps they go over Gokulam Kerala, if I'm not mistaken. But that's going to be just.
It's going to be interesting. I mean, how the season is progressing, and well, let's see how it goes. But so far, it's a brilliant results at the moment for Hops FC. It really is.
Here's Gladys again, trying to utilize that space against Misha Bhandari. Manages to get the cross. His help arriving on inside the box, who goes out eventually. Looks like it's Anushka Samuel there, perhaps. Here's Chalja. Again, getting it goalwards, but that was struck a bit hopelessly there. They've got some catching up to do, Gokulam Kerala as well as Sethu, because the teams up top, especially Kickstart and Odisha FC have started to distance themselves from the rest. There's Kavya asking for the help on the far post there. Couldn't quite get past the defense. Some brilliant defensive work coming in from Hops, trying to keep out those crosses coming in from the likes of Kavya and the rest. That's Ravi Kumar Punya again, passing on the directions to his side. "90 seconds left in the regulation time. And in the context of the game, it's going to be a brilliant result for Hops FC if they could manage to hold on and see those 90 seconds through.
It's going to be 4 minutes of added on time, Junaid, so that is also going to be interesting to see how both of these teams cope with the last 4 minutes of this game.
Looks like physio has been called for. There's a player is down there, not quite sure who that is. So 4 minutes is what we are hearing. We'll wait for the official confirmation from the fourth official. Can they see through those 4 minutes? Is the question. Can Hops create one good opportunity the way they have been creating from the flanks, especially from that right channel involving Federica? It's going to be Shada with this one. Shada again goes long. Another attempt there to try and find Gladys or Federica. Given away by Sethu. Almost wins it back, but a high boot there perhaps. And Geeta Rana wins a free kick. It's Sethu. Gladys trying to get Federica away. Federica, can she finish it off? Oh, what a strike that is! A brilliant ball again. This is exactly what we have been talking about. Gladys there with a delightful ball for Federica, laying it into her stride. And Federica getting past the defense and slotting it home for Hops FC to go 2-1 up in the game. Well, we've been talking about their finishing touch all way long. And that's one for the taking. Joel, how good was that? And again, it's Federica behind that one. Gladys and Federica linking beautifully and coming up with what was eventually needed for this Hops side.
Well, that was superb. I mean, we've been saying it time and time again. Hops have the quality of winning this game. They have the players to win this game. They just needed to click, and boy, oh boy, have they clicked today. And that is a heartbreaking moment for Sethu, and a moment that could possibly change the whole league, the whole year for Hops FC. To beat Sethu like this, it's a cracking result for them.
Well, that's right. And Sethu FC, after scoring that first goal, we haven't seen those chances like we are used to seeing from them. That was a good ball from Gladys and Federica. Well, she has got some pace, made that bursting run, and the finishing that we've all been talking about on that point was absolutely sublime. Angela had no opportunity whatsoever as we approached the final minute of the stoppage time. Looks like Aarti's struggling there, and she has to be perhaps taken off. Hopes she's alright and makes a swift recovery and gets back on the pitch as soon as possible for this Hop side. Sethu. Can they produce a moment of magic? They lob it inside, cleared out by Hops, and they get it out of the danger. Sethu again, trying to send it in. Priyanka. We'll just have to hold on for perhaps a few more seconds, Hops FC, for a famous victory here at the Ambedkar Stadium in Delhi. This is definitely going to be their first victory at home. The first two games, of course, they ended on wrong side of the results. And what a win this is going to be for them, and what is going to do them for their confidence going into their next round of fixtures. Still got 6 games they have to play. It's going to be home and away. And if they keep performing and sort a few issues out, then they'll be a fine team. Hops FC. And Shika looks like she's struggling. For Sethu, well, we know the quality they have in their side is just hasn't been their day, or perhaps their half, if I may call it, because got in a goal at the 29th minute mark, and from there on, maybe it hasn't clicked for them, perhaps, if I may call it. Again, it's Frederica from the left. Frederica from the left, Frederica from right. It's just been Frederica, Gladys. Sethu through Geeta Rana, trying to bring it forward. That goes for a long ball there, cleared out by Hops, and that's the time we have here, says the ref. 2-1 to Hops FC at home at the Ambedkar Stadium. Goals coming in from Aarti at the stroke of 75th minute, and in the stoppage time, Frederica with that finish to bag all crucial 3 points for the home side. Sethu FC, well, they will be a touch disappointed. Got the first goal in early, coming in from Kavya Pakariswamy. A beautifully set up goal. And then Hops had a couple of missed opportunities, but they dig deep, managed to come up with a performance that was needed and expected of them. Here's the final look at the stats, the full-time stats. Sethu enjoyed 50% of the ball compared to 42% by Hops FC. 10 shots taken by Sethu, 2 landing on target, 12 coming in from Hops with 4 on target, 7 fouls each for both the teams, 2 yellow cards for Sethu FC, 6 corners for Sethu as against 5 for Hops. Shots 12 coming in from the home side, Gladys with 6, Frederica with 2, and one of them amounting for that winner. Sapna with 2 as well, Aarti and Kipgen with a shot each. For Sethu FC, 10 shots taken, Pepina with 3, Kavya with 3, Kajol with 1, Nirmala, Priyanka, Purnima with 1 shot each. Seven fouls conceded by the home side, Frederica and Gladys on a couple of occasions each, and Aarti, Jyoti, Kipgen with 1 foul each to their name. Sethu with 7 fouls as well. Nirmala with 2, Babina, Kajal, Malvika Ngopowdy as well as Priyanka Devi with 1 foul each. And these are the current standings at the moment, with the game just finished here at the Ambedkar Stadium. Orissa FC at the top of the pile with 15 points, followed by Kickstart with 13, Gokulam Kerala with 8, Sethu with 7. Had they managed a victory today, they would have moved up to the third spot. HOPS now have started to believe. They move up to 7 points. That was their second victory of the campaign. First, of course, coming in against East Bengal away from home. And this is the first home victory for these girls in white. Pretty sure Ravi Kumar Punya and Om Prakash Shiba would be absolutely delighted with the way they have performed, especially with the results going in their favor. Yes, they've got some areas to improve on, especially with the finishing in front of the goal. And that's the area of concern at the moment for HOPS. But with time around, they can definitely try and work things out going forward. Still got 6 games to go in the league. And if they could manage to fix those problems that they are facing at the moment, they would definitely be a fine team in this edition of the IWL. So it was HOPS FC at home against Sethu Madurai, the visiting team. All started in favor of Sethu with a goal in the first half coming in from Kavya Pakiriswamy. A good ball played in, which took out the entire HOPS defense. And then in the second half, they've had a couple of chances. They had a chance in the first half as well, HOPS FC. Federica missing out on a header set up by... And just in case if you have missed out on the action, and here is the highlights for both the halves. Sethu FC got us underway, and that was the first goal of the game. Kavya Pakiriswamy getting on the end of a brilliant ball coming in from Kajal D'Souza and getting it past Anshika there. Good finish with her left, Kavya. And that was a missed penalty. Sapna there struck it well. Here's Federica and Aarti getting on the score sheet. Set up nicely from the right. And Federica with this finish that sealed the deal for the home team, giving them the all-important 3 points going forward. So like I mentioned, they move to 7 points now with 2 victories. And that's the full-time score here at the Dr. Ambedkar Stadium in Delhi. HOPS FC 2, Sethu FC 0. That has been my time here in the commentary box along with my co-commentator, Joel Richard Williams. It was a pleasure calling this game.